The MCAS situation, as you know, it has never been known in the industry. It is not in our flight operations manual. It's not in our training manual. It was only disclosed after the Lion Air crash. So at this stage, although there were three heavy automatic and uncommanded nosedive from the flight control system, in today's category and in today's terminology, it looks like the MCAS was activated.
Are you surprised that the report doesn't specifically say that this manoeuvring characteristics augmentation system, it doesn't, as far as I can see so far, it doesn't actually use those words, I may be wrong, and say that was the cause, or at least that kicked in. It just talks about uncommanded nose downs.
Yes, Richard, I'm not surprised because this is a preliminary report, and the accident investigation is going to continue with detailed analysis. So at this stage, all what we know from the FDR and CVR is that there were uncommanded nosedive automatic activation 3 times in the airplane. So further, we have to find out what part of the flight control system was causing this uncommanded nosedive activation.
The report has 2 recommendations. Firstly, that the manoeuvring characteristic system, the flight control system, is reviewed, and secondly, that testing is upped for safety. Are you confident in the actions Boeing's taking, this so-called software patch?
No, we cannot be confident at this stage. As you know, even Boeing is testing the solution. So it is still at its initial stage. We will have to learn more about it. The industry is trying to learn more about it. Regulators are trying to learn more about it. And then it has to go through the FAA certification. So we cannot comment on that because it's really at a very early stage.
What will it take for you to be confident enough to put your planes back in the air? Bearing in mind, it was the same FAA that said it was safe with MCAS. So now, what would it take before you are confident and secure in your mind to put your planes, your staff, your passengers back in the air on a 737 MAX 8?
That's definitely a long way, Richard, because number one, we are the victim on this accident. So we have a special responsibility more than the others. Of course, the airplane, more than 370 airplanes are grounded. And I would imagine that the FAA will take this seriously, Boeing will take it seriously, and that's what they are doing so far. But the other regulators also, EASA, China, and the others will also take this case seriously. And then we will be following these old regulators, because in our case, it's a special case. It's a special situation that we are in. So definitely we'll be the last one to follow.
And related to this, Tewolde, the plane, I mean, obviously an incredibly awful event for your airline, but the criticisms have been made of Ethiopian on training, that your pilots may not have known about these things, whatever it might be. Does today at least allow you to say, we got it right, our pilots knew what they were doing, and they still were unable to control the plane?
Yes, Richard, we have always been confident on our pilots. We have always been confident on our training standard, global standard. As you know, we have one of the best aviation academy with the state-of-the-art training technologies comparable to the rest of the world. And we have always been confident on that. But today, we are very proud of our pilots, because it is proved in the preliminary report that they have done beyond what they are expected to do. And today was a daylight for us to prove wrong all the speculators with false allegations.
So finally tonight, Tewolde, what are your emotions that clearly you were presented with a plane that may have had an inherent issue that has caused this, but you now know that you're getting a better idea of understanding. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, Richard, the accident is a tragic one which has killed 157 people. So my condolences still go to the families of the victims. On the other hand, today I'm more relieved on the some doubts being aired by some medias,
right.
Some false allegations, some false speculations. That we have now put them all to rest because it has been proved that the pilots were well trained and they have demonstrated in exercising all the emergency procedures recommended by the manufacturer and approved by the regulator.
And your feelings towards Boeing tonight?
Well, as I have said right from the beginning, you know, Boeing is our long-time partner. Boeing has an excellent safety record, more than 100 years, so we have no reason to doubt. But on this airplane, there seems to be a problem, and I think Boeing is trying to do the right thing. And we'll have to remain partners, and we'll have to work together to make aviation safer and safer.